Hello, my dear children. Welcome to the English language class. This week we are going to do the continuation of the active and the passive voice. And this week we are going to look into how to change the voice of the interrogative sentences when it is in past tense. As I have told you several times that each tenses has four subforms, right? And they are simple past, past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Let us look into it individually. First, let us look into simple past. Now, look at the first sentence in the active voice. Did he do this work? Here, the subject is he, as it is doing the work. It is performing the action. The object is this work and the verb is did do, right? So, when we have to change this sentence into passive voice, the rule which we need is QW plus did plus was or were according to the number of the subject plus object plus verb 3 plus by plus subject. So this QW is your question word. Whenever we have a question word in the active voice or in the passive voice, then we use this question word, or else we do not use it. So as in this sentence, did he do this work? There's no question word, right? The sentence is starting with helping verb. So it is very important for us to remember that when the sentence in the active voice is starting with helping verb, in the passive voice also it has to start with the helping verb. So the passive voice will be, was this work done by him? Now let's look into the second sentence, who hit the ball? So here also, if you look into the sentence, the subject is who itself, okay, who. The object is the ball and the verb is hit. Now, here if you look at the sentence very carefully, the sentence is beginning with question word, right? So, as the sentence is starting with question word, we need to bring the question word in the passive voice also. So, the passive form of the sentence will be, by whom was the ball hit? So, whenever the sentence starts with who in the passive voice, you have to write or you have to begin with by whom. Let's move into the third sentence. When did Robert give the letter? So here also we need to follow the same rule, right? And again, this sentence is starting with question word. As I said, when the sentence begins with question word in the active voice, we have to use the question word when we change into passive voice also. So we bring the same when in the passive voice. So the sentence will become, when was the letter given by Robert? Now let's move into past continuous. The first sentence is, was she reading a novel? Right? Here the subject is she and the object is a novel and the verb is was reading. As we will find out the verb, it becomes very easy for us to identify its tenses, which tells us that this sentence is in past continuous form. So the rule which we need here is question word plus was or were according to the number of the subject, we need to use it, plus object plus being plus verb 3 plus by plus subject. So as this sentence, was she reading a novel, is starting with helping verb, so in the passive voice also we need to begin the sentence with helping verb. So the sentence becomes, was a novel being read by her. Let's move into the second sentence of past continuous, and the sentence is who was writing a ghost story. As I told you, whenever the sentence begins with who in the passive form, we need to use by whom, right? So the sentence will become, by whom was a ghost story being written? And we need to use the same rule. Now let's move into past perfect. Look at the first sentence. Had he finished the work? The subject in this sentence is he. The object is the work and the verb is had finished, which tells us that this sentence is in past perfect tense. So the rule which we need in order to change this sentence in passive voice is question word plus had plus object plus been plus verb 3 plus by plus subject. So as in the sentence, had he finished the work is the object. So we need to bring that object in front when we change into passive voice. So the sentence will become, had the work been finished by him? Look at the next sentence. Who had completed the task? Here, as I said, in this sentence, who itself is the subject, had completed is the verb, and the task is the object. So when the sentence begins with who in the passive voice, we need to begin the sentence with by whom. So the sentence becomes, by whom had the task been completed? Now look at the last sentence of past perfect tense. Why had Thomas called you? So in this sentence, the subject is Thomas, you is an object, and had called is the verb. And this sentence is beginning with question word. So we need to take the same question word in the passive voice and follow the same rule, that is question word plus had plus object plus been plus verb 3 plus by plus subject. So the sentence will become, why had you been called by Thomas? Now, look at the past perfect continuous. Here we need to remember, as we have done in the present tense also, that we learned that the present perfect continuous form of sentences will not change its voice. Similarly, past perfect continuous sentences also cannot change its voice. So I believe you all have understood this chapter. So in the next class, we will discuss about future tense and modals. Thank you everyone.